Hey everybody. As you may have noticed, my lack of uploads lately, lack of videos. I've been sick and yeah, it's been a bad flu. So, thought I'd just do an update since I was updating my Linux box and well, I'm gonna update you guys. And it just happened to also run across this thing. This is something I've had for a while. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these, but it's a little recorder and it has its own little stand it goes into and has a little connector, and you can put like batteries and rechargeable batteries in it. And yeah, and you used to be able to use this kind of thing in college. It's actually why I was interested in these things back in the day. Started off with these tape recorder ones, but yeah, this one was pretty decent. The old tape recorder ones, they you know, pretty limited in the capacity, and then it was hard to get the data off it. So this one's in, what is this thing, RR-US500, and yeah, it had a decent little zoom mic on it. And yeah, I used to take this to class in college. That's the way we did it. Well, that's the way some of us did it. Actually, when I pursued some further education and later on in my life, and I ended up just bringing my laptop to class and recording right from my laptop, or you could also use your smartphone. So these things really are redundant and really don't have a purpose anymore. I just think it's got a great form factor. It's a classic old device. So many of these things have been supplanted by just a simple smartphone that kind of does everything, you know. So I just thought, hey, I'll just do a quick video. I didn't bother pulling out the rechargeable batteries and charging it up and showing you how you could actually sync the audio to your computer back in the day on a Windows system. And then from there, what I used to do is, if it was important, like class lectures that you knew you were going to be tested on, I used to just like listen to it and make notes, like point form notes on things that were most important that I figured they'd cover in the exams and stuff, and or if we needed to do assignments or whatever. So that's how I used to use that. But we have smartphones, right? Or we have AI to just do your homework for you. Anyway, that's a different story. But yeah, I'm still alive, and so I'm making a video. And yeah, this thing's been a little champ. I mean, since I've been sick, I used it a little bit when I was able to be functional enough to get out of bed. And yeah, it works great. Other than just the sound issue, but I figured out a solution for that when I need sound. I find a lot of times I really don't use it much, other than maybe for videos like YouTube, but I had other computers for that. A lot of times I'm just doing my own little projects on these things, and they don't require any video or sound or anything like that. But anyway, guys, I just thought I'd give you an update. It won't be too long a video. I'm guilty of saying it won't be too long a video, and then I ramble on for an hour. I miss making videos. I have a lot of fun doing this stuff. I don't know what it is. I definitely don't care whether people are, subscribing by the boatload. If you like my content, great. I'm happy to make it. and I'm happy to chat about it, but I don't really care, about trying to get max views or anything. Because I realized, and max subscribers, because I realized either you like my stuff or you don't. And all the gimmicks and wow faces and, goofy clickbait sort of things that people do on their channels is not going to be what I'm going to do, because I just don't care. Like that isn't, like, what's that, right? I got this computer working in 2025 and I use it now as my daily driver. No, I don't. I got this thing working running Linux, which is better than the Chrome OS, and I play around with it, but I would never use it as my daily driver. Sorry, but it just isn't ever going to happen. So sorry, anybody who thinks that this is an awesome system for 2025. There's just way better. And as much as I love the idea of Linux is, it has its limitations. It's missing a lot of the software that I like to use, so it's not going to ever be my daily driver, but it's definitely kind of a fun system to mess around with. And it certainly has come a long way from the days back in around, 2000-ish, in the 90s, in the late 90s, when I first tried out Linux. It's come a long way, so I appreciate what the community has done. I just don't think it's the be-all and end-all of all operating systems, as some people seem to like to try and push on YouTube, because of course this kind of thing typically gets lots of views. But it is kind of fun to see, can an older system run something, that a community like the Linux community has created, and can, accomplish things, and it certainly can. Like, frankly, this guy, it just went to sleep. This thing would be pointless if Linux and Mr. Chromebox didn't exist. So, could you imagine? This would be like just basically scrap heap. People would take the memory out of it, the components they could get from it, and then they turf it, and rightly so. So, but anyhow, guys, like I said, I'm rambling. I thought I would, but it's been a while. And so my whole point, I guess I'm getting at here is I don't try and go after lots of views or anything. I kind of have my own little sort of goal. I want to see if I can get 50 views in, like, say, a month or so. If I don't get 50 views, I tend to start to look at those particular videos and take them down, and I store them on the my Internet Archive page for anybody who wants to look at my old stuff that didn't make the cut. You got to have some kind of standard, and I feel like if I'm going to make a video and it isn't even going to get 50 views, then it's probably not worth putting up on YouTube, because there's just not enough interest. It might interest me, but it isn't enough, like, general interest of a community. So that's what my present sort of state of mind is on YouTube. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. Little quick focus on this guy, more or less as an excuse to ramble about everything else. I just thought, oh, this thing's cool. And I remember, using these kind of devices, and it's hard to believe that these little things have now become really useless. Just like so many of these, navigation systems in cars and things like that, that a phone does a better job of, or e-readers. A lot of times people just can use their phone, or, whatever, you name it, music players. So many things that the phone is just sort of replaced. So yeah, it's just kind of funny. But that's progress, and I don't mind. And I don't mind keeping a few of these things around. They're fun little reminders, and I, once in a while, I'll go to the trouble of installing the software and trying one out again and see how it works. And oh yeah, I remember doing this, and seeing how it syncs to how this, the files sync to the computer, and just give it a run. But like I said, it's kind of pointless if I really need to make a audio note. My phone's always charged, it's always ready, and it's the compression systems they use in the files are tiny really compared to these. So yeah, that's the way it goes. Anyway, guys, that's just me checking in. I am alive. I am alive. I'm not well, but I'm alive. And I will be back. Talk to you later. Bye.